have a story to tell you guys. Hello, right there. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday. Is it Thursday? Yes. And do I have a story to tell you guys? If y'all don't mind hearing it while I'm driving, I will let you know. Anyway, like I said, it's Thursday and I'm on my way to take Savannah to school. Say hi, Savannah. Well, Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a safe and happy New Year, and hope everything's going well and all that jazz. Do y'all remember when I told you about there was a girl at my job who stole some money? Nothing else came out of it, and I'm being very careful when I do get cash where I put it. I just dropped Savannah off and I had to stop it for a minute because I wanted to make sure I focus on the story that I'm telling you guys, and it's gonna be continued after I get off work. I'm trying to merge into the freeway. Okay, so anyway, you guys, so the same girl who I suspect of stealing the money from the drawer at work, she's the same one, and I don't know if I ever mentioned this, probably, I don't know. She's the same girl that has missed so many days at work. I have not been in my new position long, only since October, and I kid you not, every week, at least once a week, she either calls in or she'll be like, oh, I have too much stuff to do at home, I need to leave. And I'm like, that's not a valid excuse, no. And she would still leave. And I'm like, you know what, first of all, that's disrespectful to me if I'm telling you, no, you can't leave and you don't have a valid reason. And number two, there's a lot of stuff I need to do at home, and I can't just say I need to leave and go do it. You know, that's not okay. She's my age, right, you guys? So she should know better than this by now. Make up stuff like that, or she'll say, there's not a whole lot of stuff for me to do here today, so I'm just gonna leave. Telling me she's going to leave, right? Each and every time I've told her no, I've marked down these occurrences, even though the boss could see it in her time when she clocks out or whatever. But still, I just mark down the days and her excuses. So I guess her father-in-law, they're taking care of him because he has Alzheimer's or something like that, and he fell and had a stroke. Okay, that very well could be true, I'm not saying that. So she called in for like a week straight because of that. And if that was me, I personally would have brought a note from his doctor and, you know, showed and been like, okay, here's proof, whatever. We've never had proof of anything. If that's happening, you know, I'm not gonna doubt it. Okay, that could very well be true, but get some proof behind it. So anyway, she missed a week because of that, and then she was saying she has to take care of him and she's gonna need days off, whatever. Well, we were willing to work with her as far as that concerned. She was down to 2 days a week, and then we had to find someone else to come in for the other 2 days. And then she's like, oh, you know, the nurse was able to come in another day, so she added another day back to work. We only work 4 days, right? You guys know that. But it's always an excuse, always something. One of her friends came in for an interview at our job for a front office position, because we did put an ad out, because first of all, we didn't know if she was quitting or if she was looking for another job. The office that I work at now, it's very, very busy. You definitely need 2 people in the front, sometimes even 3. It's pretty crazy there, and sometimes I'm left there by myself because, you know, she'll do things like this. So I'll show you guys the note that she wrote yesterday, which was like the straw that broke the camel's back. How you say that? Yeah. Anyway, so I walked into work yesterday and expected her to be there, right? And I'm taking my time getting to work because, you know, I don't have to be there as early. So I get there and there's no one in the front office. There's a patient that is sitting down, and a patient followed me in. So I get in and I'm like, okay, well, maybe she's in the back or she's in the bathroom or something, whatever, right? And so then the patient who followed me in I gotta tell you guys another story about the patients in my area later. They are very snooty, and she walked in and I had my purse and my keys in my hand, and she said, I have an appointment today. I'm like, give me 1 second, I haven't even logged in yet. And she goes, oh, I'll wait, and she just stood right there. Anyway, I'll tell you more about the patients later. They're just they feel very entitled. Anyway, so after I logged in, I asked the patient that was sitting there, I said, have you been helped? And he was like, no. So, you know, I checked him in, checked the lady in who came in after me. And then I seen this note on my computer that said, I'm sick, I just can't be here today. And then she signed her name. And for those of you who are following me on Snapchat, you already know what the note said, and you guys seen it. All right, you guys, so this is the note that she wrote me, and I'm so sick, I just can't be here, sorry. This is not how you tell someone you're not gonna be in. I was very livid, and I'm like, she left the front office open, no one there, no one to help the patients. And so I called her, and I'm like, I left a message. I knew she wasn't gonna answer, first of all. I said, I got your note. However, I do hope you're feeling better, but next time you need to give me a phone call or text me and let me know that we're leaving, or at least wait until I get there. Leaving a note is not okay. Please give me a call here at the office and let me know if you're gonna be in tomorrow. So that was maybe about 7:30 when I called her. Okay, so there was one day that she went to the bathroom, and this may be TMI, but she went to the bathroom and she came back and she had her coat around her, and she said, this is on my monthly and my clothes are messed up and just all over the place, and this is so embarrassing, I really need to go. Said one day that her son was at work and had a tree trimming accident, got his leg cut, and these could all be valid excuses. She could just have a run of bad luck. However, her excuse is that I just don't want to be here, or there's not stuff for me to do. That stuff like that's not okay. We did put an ad in the paper to get someone in because like I said, we didn't know whether she was going to be looking for another job when the whole thing was happening with her father-in-law, or we didn't know. We just needed someone in there. And I guess one of her friends answered the ad not knowing that she worked there or whatever, and actually came in for an interview, and we didn't end up hiring her. So she asked about that, and this was maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I did tell her, I'm like, well, you're very unreliable. I said, I know you have things going on in your life right now, but we need someone here every day, not just 2 or 3 days a week, which, you know, is fine. We're working with you. And I told her this at the time. I said, but as far as I know, that's all we're doing, which was the truth. I didn't lie to her. Boss came yesterday and he sat down, he said, do you want me to do it, or do you want to do it? I said, well, isn't it my job? It's what you guys are there for. He gives us the check, he tells us, and we execute it today at the end of the day, which is how offices do it. They make you work all day long, and then they give you your final check. So nervous. This is the first time I knew eventually, I didn't think I would have to do this soon in my office management career. I had to Google, what do bosses say when they fire someone? So the words I have in my head may not be the same words that come out. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, he told me to wait till like around 3:30 and then take her to the back. So prepared this whole speech, and I'm probably not even gonna give the whole speech. He probably already knows it's gonna come. I may not get to say anything. I don't know. We shall see, but I will tell you guys. To be continued. Ooh, my forehead is shining. Anyway, y'all, this is actually the next day. Y'all done?
It is well with my soul.
You done?
It is good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Anyway, y'all, it's the next day, and I didn't vlog when I got home to finish telling you guys about it. I don't know why. I don't know. The stress just was released. I don't know how to explain it. Got to work yesterday, and all day long I felt like I was being fake because I'm having small talk with her. Sometimes we would talk about Disney, because she likes Disney also. Just little small talk here and there, whatever. Because I'm like, I'm knowing that by 3 o'clock or 3:30, I know what I'm gonna have to do, right? So, what? No? Talk to me? All day long, I'm nervous. And my boss came in, the big boss, he came in like around noon to give us her final check. And at first I thought he was gonna do it. And then he told his assistant to be in the meeting with me since that was my first time ever doing that, right? And because he wanted to make sure, which I already knew, they don't want like a lawsuit happening afterwards if I said the wrong thing, which I totally get because this was my first time doing this, right? And remember I told you guys I had to Google words to say, words not to say. When I Googled it, you don't want to break their spirit. And of course you don't want to say anything that they can sue you for or whatever. So when the time came, I called her in the back. I said, I need to talk to you in the back. And so the boss's assistant, he was already there. So we got in the room, closed the door, and I said, you know, I'm just going to jump into it. I'm just going to jump right into it. I don't have good news. I said, unfortunately, today's going to be your last day. What was that? Tarek is doing something with his speakers. I don't know if you guys heard that. I said, we need someone who's more reliable. And lately, you haven't been that way. So it's not a good fit for us anymore. And this is going to be your last day. So I gave her her check. She signed for it. I asked her for her key. And that was pretty much it. And she said she knew it. And it's like, you didn't know it. I'm sure you suspected it because, you know, of how much time she was missing. But she didn't know it because this wasn't decided until the night before. I wanted it to happen, but at the same time, I wasn't happy with someone that's gonna lose their income. But she should have known it was coming. So anyway, that's what happened, you guys. And after I did it, it was like weight lift off my shoulders. And my I don't know, I just felt weird, like almost kind of like sick to my stomach all day long because I knew what I was gonna have to do. And then when the time came, my heart was pounding out of my chest. I was sweating, I was shaking, not really, but I felt I was. But I executed it very well and I did it. And yeah, so we've already received some resumes, and guess who's gonna be doing some interviews next week? This girl here. Yeah, this is my first time, you guys. This is really weird. I'm gonna be nervous in the interview. They're gonna be nervous because they're coming to the interview, but I'm gonna be nervous because I've never interviewed anyone before. I've always been interviewed. That makes sense? Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's my story of how I fired my first employee, and I do not want to get used to this. And it's weird because after it happened, everyone, you know how you could tell the energy shifts in the job? Everyone was like doing their job proper, making sure they were doing everything right, because I've been on that end also working with someone and someone else got fired, and you're like, oh, I better make sure everything's in order. So when we were done with the patients for the day, we had like a little meeting, and I actually left work 30 minutes later, and we had to let everyone know what happened. And I'm sure they knew the reason why. Some people were sad, but some people were like, but on the other hand, we need someone who's gonna be here. So yeah, you guys, that's my first experience of letting someone go. I don't want to have to do it that often. Even though I know it's worse for her, it's not a good feeling for me. I don't know how big companies do this on a regular basis and be okay with it. I don't know, whatever. I just don't want to make a habit of it. And I want to make sure we get someone in there who's good at what they do. A lot of knowledge with dental, who's gonna mesh very well with the rest of us. So yeah, you guys, so thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, and until next time.